Welcome back to the Business Book Club.
Great to be here.
Today, we're diving into something, well, pretty fascinating, I think. It's based on the book The $1,000,000 One-Person Business by Elaine Pofeldt.
Yeah, it's a real eye-opener.
It really is. Because it's not just, side hustles or typical lifestyle businesses we often talk about.
No, the core idea here is, well, it's bold. That it's actually possible, and maybe even getting easier to build a business pulling in $1 million or more in revenue a year.
Right. With just one person. Maybe two co-founders at most, but the key is, no traditional employees.
Exactly. 0 full-time hires on the payroll.
Okay, wait. $1 million. With no employees. That almost sounds impossible. Like it breaks the rules of business or something.
I know, right? When you hear $1 million company, you automatically picture an office building, teams of people, HR.
The whole structure. So how does Pofeldt frame this? What is this kind of business exactly?
Well, she calls it a third path. So you've got your traditional small business, right? Like the local shop or a growing agency that hires people as it gets bigger.
Yep, standard model.
Then you've got the VC-backed startup aiming for, massive scale, huge teams, rapid growth.
Unicorn hunting.
This third path is different. It's laser focused on hitting high revenue and, crucially, high profitability per person. It leverages specific tools and a really lean approach.
So it's a deliberate choice, not just happening by accident.
Absolutely. And the why behind it, the motivation, that's really resonating with a lot of people right now, wouldn't you say?
Oh, definitely. It's not just about the money, is it? Phil, that's nice.
Right. It's fundamentally about getting back your freedom, control over your time, which is, our most valuable thing.
Totally.
Achieving financial independence, sure, but it's tied up with being able to design a life that actually, means something to you.
Working from anywhere, travel, family time, whatever you define as important.
Exactly. And that's such a powerful pull when you compare it to, downsides of a lot of traditional jobs.
Oh, yeah. The awful commutes, endless pointless meetings, maybe difficult bosses, office, politics.
But it also neatly sidesteps the headaches of being an employer yourself, right? The overhead, the legal stuff, managing people, that takes a ton of energy.
Yeah, good point. It's about staying lean, staying agile, keeping control over your business and, your life.
But then the big question comes up. How? How do they do it? If it's just one person or maybe two, how do you possibly generate that kind of revenue without a whole team?
That's what I was thinking.
And that's where the book dives into the crucial enablers. These are the things that have made this third path actually doable now, not just a crazy dream.
Okay, let me guess. Technology's got to be number one.
Oh, absolutely foundational. I mean, just think about the last 10 years or so.
Right.
You can legally set up a business online in minutes. Costs next to nothing sometimes. Building a pro website used to be thousands need a coder.
Now it's drag and drop. Platforms like Shopify, Squarespace, maybe $50 a month.
Yeah.
You're living a day.
Exactly. Cloud storage means no servers. Digital ads let you target anyone, anywhere, pretty cheaply. Online payments just happen.
That whole infrastructure layer that used to cost a fortune and need dedicated staff is now basically a utility you subscribe to.
It's a massive equalizer. But, even with amazing tech, one person can only physically do so much in a day.
Right. So tech isn't the only piece.
No, exactly. The other huge part of this is strategic outsourcing. And this is where the mindset really has to shift.
Okay, strategic outsourcing. What does that mean? Not just hiring a freelancer for a quick task.
Not really. It's more about building ongoing relationships with contractors or agencies or specialized firms that handle entire functions of your business consistently.
So you're kind of building a virtual team, partners almost, instead of employees.
Precisely. The book has some great examples like Laszlo Nadler with his Tools for Wisdom planners. He outsources all the printing, every single planner. But more than that, he uses a big online marketplace like Amazon for fulfillment.
So he sells through them, and they handle the warehousing, picking, packing, shipping.
Yep. He focuses his time on customer service, developing new products, the business strategy stuff. He never even touches the physical product.
Wow. Okay, that's powerful. Selling physical goods without ever handling inventory.
It's that combo. Smart outsourcing plus leveraging existing platforms. Another one is Ben and Camille Arneberg, Willow and Everett, selling housewares.
Okay.
They found a niche, quality stuff, good price. They use a sourcing agent in China to find manufacturers, private label stuff. Then they use a third-party logistics company, a 3PL, for fulfillment.
Again, someone else handles the physical side.
Exactly. They're not bogged down in warehousing and shipping. It really forces you to rethink what running a business even means. You're not doing it all. You're orchestrating a network.
Orchestrating, I like that.
Yeah. Or Christopher Cadigan. He had a shipping franchise. One person. He outsourced customer service, billing, collections, all to a virtual management firm.
Really?
Allowed him to just focus purely on sales and the actual shipping. He broke $1 million alone before deciding later to actually hire a sales team. So it can be a launch pad, too.
It seems like seeing these contractors as genuine partners where their success helps yours is kind of a key mental flip.
Totally. If your fulfillment partner messes up, you look bad. So you need reliable partners invested in doing a good job. It fits perfectly with the gig economy growth, right? Accessing specialized talent on demand.
Keeps your fixed costs way down, lets you tap into expertise you couldn't afford to hire full-time.
Exactly. All while staying super lean.
So given this model, what kinds of businesses actually thrive doing this? Are there specific industries?
Yeah. Pofeldt found 6 main categories where this seems most common. Let's see. E-commerce is huge. Then manufacturing, informational content creation, professional services and creative businesses, personal services, and real estate.
E-commerce makes sense with all the tech and fulfillment tools we just talked about.
Definitely. It's heavily featured because it's so accessible now.
Can we dig into e-com a bit more? Besides the planner guy and the housewares couple, any other cool examples?
Oh, Kelly Lester with Easy Lunchboxes, that's a classic. She basically used Amazon's platform for massive reach.
Instead of building her own distribution. Smart.
Totally. And then she tapped into social media, especially moms sharing lunchbox pics, built this huge community, used influencers. She ran it mostly solo for ages, focusing on strategy and marketing, while Amazon did the heavy lifting on sales and shipping.
Choosing the right platform was like outsourcing a huge chunk of the work. But it's not only physical products, right? You mentioned info content.
Right. So Orwell built $1 million business selling ebooks and guides about nutritional supplements. He outsourced the actual writing to experts, and he focused on the marketing, building the brand, info products, high-end consulting, creative services. They work well because the core asset is often knowledge or skill. You can package and sell that with less physical infrastructure.
Makes sense.
And then there are others, like Dan Mezeritsky, who built a personal training franchise. Millions in system revenue, over $1 million at the corporate level, initially just him. He focused intensely on recruiting and supporting the franchisees, outsourcing the admin stuff.
Wow.
And even real estate Rick Binsfield managed, like 116 rental units pulling in over $1 million a year, mostly by himself with some admin help.
116 units, mostly solo. That sounds like a ton of work.
It does, but clearly doable with systems and maybe some part-time help.
Yeah.
It really shows the breadth of what counts as a one-person business.
Okay, so across all these different types of businesses, what are the common threads? What makes these particular entrepreneurs successful?
The book highlights a few key traits and mindsets. One she calls geekdom.
Geekdom. Like,
Yeah.
they love Star Trek. What does that mean?
Huh. Not necessarily, though, maybe. It means a really deep, almost obsessive passion or interest in their specific business area.
Okay.
Like Laszlo Nadler, the planner guy, totally obsessed with productivity. Scott Palladini, who did mattresses for fitness recovery, deeply into that world.
So it's not just spotting an opportunity, it's being genuinely fascinated by it.
Yes. That fuels the persistence you need, helps you understand your customers deeply, and keeps you going when things get tough. Because they will.
Right. Passion is key. What else?
Simplifying selling and fulfillment. We touched on this, but it's crucial. Find the most direct, efficient way to get your thing to the customer, then automate or outsource as much of that process as possible.
Don't get bogged down in tasks someone else can do or tech can handle.
Exactly. Focus your limited time on the high-value stuff. Another big one is nurturing a community.
Even though you're solo.
Especially because you're solo. You actively connect with your customers. Often they're passionate too. They become your advocates, give you feedback, spread the word.
Like the Easy Lunchbox's moms or Nadler using Facebook groups.
Yeah, that loyal fan base does a lot of your marketing for you. And then maybe the most fundamental thing is seeing work differently.
The mindset piece again.
Prioritizing independence, designing your lifestyle, focusing on impact over just like climbing a corporate ladder or building a huge team just because.
Defining success your own way.
Yeah.
Which might not look like a traditional CEO's definition.
Precisely.
And branding. How does that work when it's just you? Do you need a fancy logo?
Branding's still vital, but it's often different. A lot of times you, the founder, are the brand, or at least a huge part of it.
Okay.
Authenticity, delivering value consistently, that's key. The book even says it's okay, sometimes good, to highlight that you're small. People often like supporting a real person, a small business with
So
values.
lean into the small scale sometimes.
Yeah, your brand should just reflect what you do, your values, maybe innovation or quality or amazing service.
Okay, so let's make this practical. For someone listening, maybe feeling stuck in a regular job or they have this idea, what are the first steps the book suggests?
First, really dig into finding your idea, that geekdom thing. What are you obsessed with? What problems do you just naturally try to solve? Where do your skills meet a real market need? Look for those gaps.
And finding the time. That's always the barrier, right? Especially with a day job.
Yeah, but Pofeldt found people who started literally with just an hour a week, consistently.
Just an hour.
Or others used intense bursts, like weekends or vacations. The key is just starting. Progress, not perfection. Test the waters.
Like build a super simple landing page. Try to sell just a few.
Exactly. Test the core idea small before you go all in. Minimize that initial risk.
And then, if things start clicking, money management. That seems critical.
Absolutely crucial. Get a good accountant, seriously. Find one who gets small businesses, maybe even runs their own solo shop. They'll understand the unique challenges.
Why is the accountant so vital, especially as you start making real money?
Taxes get complicated fast for solos. They can help you choose the right structure, like an LLC versus maybe an S-corp later on. That switch alone, as one person in the book found, can save you a ton on self-employment taxes once revenue climbs.
Ah, okay. Things you wouldn't necessarily know.
Right. And accounting software helps, but professional advice is key because the system often isn't really built for the high-earning solo person. Things like getting mortgages, health insurance, it's just different.
That's a really good point. And leads to another vital tip, maybe the most important. Cash reserves.
Yes, keep cash on hand. The book points out that tons of micro businesses, even successful ones, have surprisingly little buffer.
Like one bad month away from disaster.
Pretty much. That makes you incredibly vulnerable. Unexpected costs, a market dip, needing cash to grab an opportunity. Having that cushion is essential. It's survival, and it lets you sleep at night and focus on the business, not just stressing about cash flow.
That's a huge takeaway. Build the foundation, not just chase revenue. Okay, lastly, the book talks about how these businesses evolve. It's not always one person forever, is it?
No, absolutely not. And that's key. For some people, like Jason Gaignard with his Mastermind Talks events, they choose to stay lean. It fits their lifestyle goals, even if it means turning down bigger scale opportunities that would need employees.
They prioritize the lifestyle.
Right. But for others, it's an incredibly profitable way to start. Think about companies like Brooklyn and Sheets or Joey Healy Eyebrow Studio. They started super lean, used these principles, but when demand exploded, they then strategically scaled up, hired people, expanded outsourcing, grew more traditionally.
So it's not like you're stuck in a box forever. It's a flexible starting point or a long-term choice, depending on your goals.
Exactly. The power is that flexibility. You build serious revenue and profit while staying true to what you want, personally and professionally. The business model adapts as your life and goals change.
Okay, so let's pull the big lessons together from this deep dive into the million-dollar one-person business. First, find that intersection of your passion, your geekdom, and what the market actually needs.
Yeah, then ruthlessly simplify how you operate. Use tech, use strategic outsourcing for anything that's not your core genius.
And don't forget to build that community. Your customers can be your biggest allies and marketers.
Absolutely. Get smart about the money side, early good accountant. Understand structures, and always keep those cash reserves topped up.
And maybe most importantly, define success on your terms. Build the business to support the life you want, and let it evolve as your definition of success evolves.
Totally. This book really does lay out an inspiring but also practical path for building a high-revenue, super lean business that puts lifestyle and control first.
It definitely shows you don't need the old school hierarchy or a huge team to build something really significant and profitable today.
Which leads to maybe a final thought for you listening right now.
Yeah, given everything we've talked about, what part of your unique interests, your skills, your geekdom could potentially be the seed for a profitable lifestyle-first business using these ideas of tech and smart outsourcing?
Think about the problems you enjoy solving, the communities you care about, the knowledge you have that other people might value. There could be $1 million idea in there waiting for you to build it. maybe even solo.
We really hope this chat has sparked some ideas and maybe offered a different way to think about entrepreneurship. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yeah, hopefully you can take some of these concepts and see how they might fit your own journey.
And if you found this valuable, please subscribe here at the Business Book Club. We'd love to have you back for our next deep dive. Now, that's a wrap for this episode of the Business Book Club. If you enjoyed the ride, make sure to subscribe so you'll never miss our next deep dive. Got a favorite business book you'd love us to explore? Let us know. We're always up for a good read. And hey, don't keep all these insights to yourself. Share this episode with a fellow book lover or your work buddy who's always looking to level up. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode.